Hey, well, welcome back to the ARC Path.
My name is Bernard,
And I'm Casey.
and we are here with another fun podcast that talks about leadership.
And fun is because that if it's not fun, then it's not worth doing.
Agreed.
So,
Agreed. Especially leadership. I think in spite of what people believe, everybody wants to be a leader. I mean, people say, well, not everybody's a leader, and you just ask people. You know what? That's what I'm going to ask you guys to start with. Ask people about leadership, and you hear the craziest thing. We do this all the time,
yeah.
and it's appalling. It's offensive what people believe about leadership, and this is what they live out, and this is what they expect from others.
And you triggered me already. So I mean, are we having fun yet?
We're having fun.
When you say everybody wants to be a leader, that's kind of the heart we're going because I believe just the opposite.
Yes.
I think everybody wants to be in control.
Well, that's the definition of leadership is gone wrong.
Yeah, the leadership gone wrong. I want to be in charge. I want to tell people what to do. I want to decide where we're going or what we're doing. And those are elements of leadership that people cling to and clamor for. But when we cling and clamor to wanting to be in control or to be in charge, is the very reason why there's such a thing as leadership burnout. Because we burn out of that expression of leadership because it's not what we've been designed for. We are not actually designed to be in control of other people. So I want to have fun today, and I don't want to burn out. Can we not burn out?
Well, it depends where the conversation goes. Let's see how many times we can trigger each other today. Well, because the conversation about leadership is so it's on the edge.
Yeah.
It's why everything doesn't happen when it's supposed to happen, where it's supposed to happen, how it's supposed to happen, and a whole bunch of other stuff. And we all know it. You all see it. It's just it's
Yeah.
why did this break down? Lack of leadership. I called this guy. He didn't show up, and this thing's broken, and now it's not fixed.
And I love how you just put those in your own words, and I love giving quotes that you didn't even know existed in that realm. But John Maxwell, one of the most famous leaders around, says everything rises and falls on leadership. And I think that's what you just described.
I love that. Me and Maxwell.
You and
Good
Maxwell,
job, buddy.
you and John. And John would say he's your friend. But it's a beautiful everything rises and falls on leadership. Another Maxwell-ism is that leadership is influence.
Yes.
And if you don't have it, it's because you chose to let go of it.
He took us to the end.
He did.
It's too fast.
Too fast.
I tried, guys. I tried. So say it again, because they probably missed it. So we're gonna just camp here for a moment, because
Well,
it's the end.
Everything rises and falls on leadership, and leadership is simply influence. And if you don't have influence, it's because you let go of it. I added the last part. That's a Caseyism, not a Johnism. If you don't have influence, it's because you don't want it. You've been designed to be an influencer. Every single one of us is designed to be an influencer because we have a point of view. We have an experience. We have a story. And when you own your story, when you share your point of view, you're simply inviting your influence to shine.
Love that. And I'm gonna go below the line, and I'm gonna say, what are we influencing ourselves with? Because Casey said, well, we're supposed to influence each other,
Yes.
but I'm gonna push back, and I'm gonna bring my wife into it, and I'm sorry, honey, I know she's gonna be watching this. So my wife influences me to drink coffee. So I personally don't like coffee. I'm drinking coffee right now.
You've been drinking a lot more coffee too.
Well,
Her influence is increasing.
well, it's just, and it's one of those things where it's come to the point. I've been married 29 years, and she goes, I don't like you when you don't drink coffee. So now that there's this influence, now I go, because she loves our quality time together. She loves her coffee, and she wants me to share a cup of coffee. Tea will not work. So there's this influence where I need to be drinking a cup of coffee, and we have the best time when I drink coffee. But I have to smile because I don't really like the taste of coffee.
Yeah, it's a mark of leadership.
It's a mark of leadership.
It's a mark of Claudia's leadership and your followership.
Yes.
I'll throw another ism in there is the fact that all great leaders have learned how to follow.
Yes.
Because if you don't learn how to follow, then you won't understand what you're actually doing in leadership. And so, Bernard, you're demonstrating the quality of your leadership is being demonstrated in your willingness to follow.
Amen.
And 29 years in, you're a wise man to say, look, my wife is happier when I'm drinking coffee, and I'm not unhappy when she's happy.
Amen. And it's so true. I mean, I love that you captured that because when we set the stage and you know and she leads it
Yeah.
and again you know we're side by side. It is those are great moments that we do celebrate, and so we do get to that place being at the right place at the right time,
Mm,
doing the right thing, which is I'm gonna steal this from Casey, which
take it.
is being with the right people. It is about the
Yes.
people. It's not about the coffee. It's not about the time and place. It is about the connection. And when we set the stage, we have an amazing, intimate connection in that moment, and it's worthwhile. The journey is worthwhile.
And now we're having fun.
Now we're having fun.
Imagine always being at the right place at the right time with the right motivation to do the right thing. Imagine what
Yes.
that would be like. It'd be exhilarating. It would be, just this elevation of, oh my gosh, I'm living out my passion and my purpose. I'm leading is
Mm.
really what that's called. None of us are really born leaders. If you have that perspective, I'm going there. None of us are born leaders. We might be thrust into that position, but you had to learn at some point.
Yes.
And most of us at some point either chose to say, you know what, this leadership thing, it works for me,
Yes.
or there's a lot of people that give up.
Reject it.
And
Yeah.
and when you reject it, you're rejecting the fact that you have an influence on the world.
Yes.
And that's why today on the ARC
Mm.
path, we want to come alongside you and say, you have influence. You have influence. Now, as soon as you take ownership that you have influence, you have access to leadership. And as soon as you have access to leadership, you are going to begin to have people who are going to question you.
Mm. So we're gonna start to acknowledge this, guys. We're gonna
Yes,
acknowledge
let's do it.
that I am a leader. I'm designed to be a leader, and we're gonna it is so important to start there because the next thing is probably one of the hardest things is that healing is it doesn't
Hmm.
matter where you're at if you've acknowledged being a leader or if you haven't if you've rejected it you need healing and so both sides need healing because the current definition of leadership requires healing it doesn't and that's why I said go talk to people about leadership and you're one of them and I'm one of them our perspectives of leadership is skewed and so we need healing in our perspective of healing. And I just kind of fast tracked us to,
No,
to
it's
acknowledge and just jump into healing because I want you to know what you're acknowledging, guys. That I'm either I'm a great leader that needs healing, or I'm not a leader and I need healing.
and that healing element, as you described that, is really an embrace of the fact that I can be healed. So you said it as if you're a leader, you need healing.
Yes.
The embrace of healing is to say, I've been wounded. I've been hurt. I've been harmed. We don't get through life unscathed. You're gonna be dinged and pushed back and held down. And great leaders have great stories of failure. They just do. And any leader that wants to stand up and say, "Well, I've never failed, so you ought to follow me," follow with caution. Because if they've never come up short, if they've never failed, they haven't learned how to be resilient and bounce back.
Mm.
And one of the true marks of leadership is the ability to get back up when you get knocked down.
Oh, I love it.
And so healing in leadership is essential because it is required, because as you lead, you're going to recognize there is better. If you don't know that there's better, then what are you leading towards? I mean, I can keep going.
Well, you know what? I'm so enjoying it. It's just I almost pull myself out of the podcast and I meditate on that because it is my mind wants to absorb that. I want to make that a deeper. I have that as a reality, but I want it to be a deeper reality because as a leader, I've been let down. I've been stabbed in the back, in the foot, on the side, on the shoulder. I've been beat. I've been celebrated.
Don't let Bernard lie to you. He's also stabbed and beaten, and well,
Again,
we're
we're
having
not
fun,
there
right?
yet. No, no, we're not there yet.
Okay, okay.
That's at the acknowledgement. But again, it's one of those things, and he's 100% right. It's just that's why I needed to go deeper
Yeah.
because he said it to me before we started. He goes, "We're going to talk about leadership from a perspective that it's all about the people," and my mind initially goes, "No, it's not." And it's like, of course it is. And no, it's not. And it's that thing that we combat.
Mm-hmm.
Is it about the people, or is it about the corporation, or is it about the bottom line,
It's just about me.
or is it the success? Did we achieve our goal? Who did we have to step on to achieve our goal? Oh, that's okay. They'll be fine.
Yeah, the end justifies the means is the phrase that somebody's going to say. Look, we had to lose a few along the way, but we made it.
We made it.
And the we in that is not you.
Close the book.
It's me.
Close the book.
Celebrating that I created the opportunity for you to thank me for it. So many people burn out of leadership, and they just give up because they're not actually leading. They're dictating. And there is a huge difference between leadership and dictatorship.
Can I take it?
You take it.
Wait, guys.
I saw the breath.
There's hope.
There's
There's
hope.
because, I said all of that, and if you're watching, you're going, that wasn't funny. Why is he laughing and smiling? Because I've been down this path of, I've acknowledged this before. I've healed, I've restored it, and I walked into a kingdom where I've recognized that people are what matters. And then I did it again and again and again. And you go, man, this guy's stubborn. How many times does he have to do it?
Yeah.
We have to do it every day.
Every day.
Every single day. When you ask your kids, hey, can you do this? It's like, oh, I have to do this for you. It's like, it's not for me. You're doing it for us, for the community, or your clients, or your vendors, or your staff, or your coworkers. And you get this pushback and attitude. Like, what is that? What is even? We have to do this task. Some days we have to stay late. Some days we can leave early. It's a balance, but it's this healing. Going, I need to heal from that, and that's every single day. So I live the AHRK path. Thank God there is the AHRK path, guys. Without the AHRK path, you just have to suffer that you're a jerk. Did I say it?
Thanks for listening to the podcast today. We'll be back at another time. I hope you're not a jerk.
It doesn't matter, but you have to acknowledge, hey, you know what? There's something wrong with what. If you don't acknowledge it, it's an issue.
And then you're living in the denial that, well, this is the only way I know how to lead. I get the whip out, crack. And you know what? I'm going to be a jerk because this is my job. And we put leadership as a position. We put leadership as this element of title. And that's not what we've been designed for. We've been designed to actually, I'm not just going to make it flowery, but we've been designed to influence. I mean, I just want to call us back to that. You have influence. As you own your story, as you connect with who you are, you will shine in this world, and you are a leader of yourself first.
Love that.
Once you become a leader of yourself, people take notice, and then you create followers. And as soon as you create followers, it is the responsibility of the leader to disciple them, teach them, mentor them, bring them into apprenticeship that they become leaders of their story. Oh my gosh, it's like the world would work better.
In love.
In love.
In love.
You took us all the way.
I know, I had to. I was like, I can't leave that. It was so beautiful, but it has to be in love. And how you get there is so we acknowledge, we healed. Restoration is where we ignite our passion. I love that. I so place that because we lose our passion as leaders. And it's just, where did I lose it? I don't know. But I tell you, I learned where I find it. It's in that restoration. Is when you let go of all of the things that you've done, all of the triggers go. They triggered me. They irritated me. When you let go all of that, what happens is, oh my gosh, I have my passion back. It doesn't matter. Is it my fault, their fault? I'm releasing it anyways. I don't care whose fault it is. I'm going to release it because I want to pick up my passion and I want to get to love. And love is in the kingdom. It's found in the kingdom, guys. It's not found anywhere else but the kingdom. So I'm going to...
I love how the igniting of your passion is a choice. It can be dampened. It's like you put a wet blanket and you wonder where the fire went. Well, it got... and the igniting is the celebration of there's something inside of me that just fills me. And without passion, you might be saying you're living out your purpose, but without passion, nobody believes you. But where we can unite and link purpose and passion, destiny starts calling your name. And this is what we're reaching for today in leadership, is a recognition that we want to be really directing our energy, our time, everything about life needs to be directed. Otherwise, it scatters. And so the leader is directing their energy, their time, their resources towards a goal. And the goal, you already took us to the end. I'll just give you the end of the goal here. It's about people.
Mm.
It's about loving others. It's about recognizing that the influence that I have to bring into this world is going to be specific and niche oriented. Every single one of us are different. So this is not just saying, hey, we all need to love more. Yeah, great. That is true. But the expression of your love is going to be uniquely tied to your story. And that unique tie to your story is really where acknowledgement awakens and you go, you know what? There's only one me. I'm going to stand up and be counted. I'm going to be the best version of me. Now you're leading yourself.
And I want to add, your flavor of love when it's authentic and genuine is unique and different. I think
I want to hear it again.
your version, your flavor. I want to just
Yeah.
bring that into your flavor of love is different than everybody else's when it's authentic and different. No, authentic and something else. Genuine. That was the word.
I like that.
Yes, I'll go back and capture that. But the reason that I say that is that it's like there's this belief that, well, there's enough love in the world. Somebody else will love. It's on somebody else. I just need to take care of me. And it's these weird, just talk to people. Just listen, open your ears and actually listen to what people say. It blows your mind, the things that people believe. And just, but stop and go, that's not normal.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just be careful who you say that and when you say that to people. But for me, I was like, that's not healthy. And it's just, there's a lot of people that just don't believe that their love can contribute anything. Or they need to love. There's enough love out there, I'm just gonna love my burrito. I'm gonna love my taco. I'm gonna love something.
Do you love your coffee?
You know what? I love my wife. Therefore, the pathway. But it's love. We are such unique expressions of love, each one of us. And how do I know that? That's when I changed my life, I was able to go, as a leader, why is that person important in my life? Because the way they love is unique and different.
Yep.
Their value is in the way they love, and if you're kind to them, if you're compassionate with them, if all of these things, you go, oh wow, they love you back, and it's like, oh, I didn't even expect that from that person.
As you share about your coffee and the love, it makes me. I actually posted it this week. It was just last week that I went to the beach, and then my post was I made my annual trip to the beach to make sure I spent time with my wife, because she loves the beach.
She loves the beach.
Just adores the beach. And I love what happens to my wife at the beach. She lights up. She's just in her. She's at her place of excellence. And if I love to see her shine, then I ought to love the beach.
Yeah.
And so do I ever go to the beach by myself? No, I never would. Do I make every trip to the beach that she makes? No, that would not be enjoyable. But every time I get a chance to go to the beach with her, boy, do I just love that. And what we're highlighting here is Claudia's love to have coffee with you, and Angela's love to be at the beach, an invitation for me to be at the beach with her. She loves it when I'm there with her. This is how leadership it's grown. We see our wives as leaders.
Yes.
In and of themselves, and because we are leaders, we embrace that followership to say, hey, you're probably the expert in this realm.
Yes.
It must be why you prefer for Claudia to make your coffee than you prefer to make your coffee.
Of course.
Because the coffee's going to be better, isn't it?
Of course.
I absolutely let Ange pick the beach, where we sit, where we're going to be, because it's always better. Leadership doesn't require you to be in control. I want to take it back to the first part. If leadership is about control, then Bernard and I lose our leadership as soon as our wives become leaders. Oh, they're in control. Or maybe leadership's not about control at all. Maybe leadership is about influence. Maybe leadership is about sharing your point of view. Maybe leadership is this thing that has to well up inside of us and come out so the world is a better place. Changes everything.
Raise your hand if you believe that. I mean, it's funny. It's you should teach a master class on that. You should. It's this idea, guys, that imagine if I had learned this when I first started in business. And it to learn it later in life and to see, to reflect back on all the mistakes,
Hmm.
is tough. But to release all of that and go, I want to pick it up today. There was a lot of joy when I first learned about all of this, and to be able to live into it. And then there was less joy when I learned that, oh, I have to do it every day. And then you pass that, you get to a stage where you go, oh my gosh, I get to do that every day.
Yeah.
Imagine I get to go and love on people, encourage them, influence them, and share my experiences and my life skills, because I know how to do a lot of things. And imagine, that's why I like young people, because they look at you, go, oh, hey, I'm ready. What do you have? What do you have? And unfortunately, when we get older, we're less ready to receive and to be influenced.
Yeah. So we take a deep breath.
Deep breath.
Deep breath. Thanks for joining us today on the ARC path as we engage leadership, highlighting today the fact that burnout is real.
Burnout is real.
But the reason why people burn out of leadership is they get tired of being influencers. And they get tired of being influencers because they stop writing their story.
Listen, with that, you took us back in.
I did.
You took us.
I was wrapping it up and I went, oh my gosh, this is
Well,
this
because
is
if you
brilliant.
guys, if you're burning out, you need to burn out the burnout.
Yeah.
And in casting, we burn out the wax so we can pour the gold in there. If you don't know what that means, just
Come to the
come to
jewelry
the
roll.
design center. You need to burn out the stuff, the plastic stuff, the wax stuff that's not real, and then make space for the gold that gets poured in, which is real, it's tangible, and it lasts for a very long time. And so burn out the stuff that's not there. That means you're in the wrong place at the right time, at the wrong time, doing the wrong thing. I had to correct myself. But that's what burnout is. There's nothing wrong with you. It's just what you're doing.
Yeah.
And it's a shift. It's a split moment shift. Acknowledge, heal, restore. Kingdom. Kingdom is about love and people. And get to the end fast. Don't stay in that other stuff. Push it off. Get to the end. It's about the people, and it's about loving who you are, what you're doing, and loving others.
I'm just gonna say thanks for being on the ARC path with us, because otherwise we're gonna drop another bomb and we're gonna follow it. And I hope that you recognize that Bernard and I are here with you today to be with you. Wherever you're at in your leadership journey, you're in the right spot. And that's what you're just
Yes.
be at the right place at the
Yes.
right time, doing the right thing with the right motivation. That's wherever you're at right now.
Oh my gosh.
And then lead from there.
Guys, you like there's more. We're gonna do another
I
one.
did again, didn't I?
You did. And here's, guys, don't go somewhere else. And I see so many leaders, they get to that place, they go, this is not working, and then they leave instead of course correct. And imagine the loss. You spent a lifetime or X amount of years getting to that place, and it's just that burnout is real. Guys, call us. We're going to do another podcast on leadership. I want to talk about, I see people leaving all the time. It breaks my heart.
Yeah.
It breaks not just within my organization, but around us. Like they get to a place, and it's like, and something happens. They go, I'm just going to, if I go somewhere else
I
and
think we
start
just need
over.
to pause and start
I
our
know,
second
I
one.
know. All right. We'll
Oh
do
my
it.
goodness.
Well, the blessings, guys. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you on the ARC path.
You know where to find us. We'll see you back here soon.